Afreeca, today can you win 2? And then that says 4 winning streak, or give me a 4-game winning streak. That's what those two signs just said. But as you're mentioning the Ezreal and Yuumi, one thing I want to note though is I said it earlier on in today's broadcast. Ezreal or Deft is probably the best Ezreal in Korea.
Yeah, I think it's between him and
maybe
Teddy.
the world, actually.
Yeah.
And you haven't listened to him sing without any instrumentals.
Oh, is there one of those?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't heard an acoustic of his.
Oh yes, you can go on YouTube and find some of them. Some of him and Hayley Williams.
Yeah.
Actually can get me a little bit emotional. His voice is very, very good.
I get super affected by music, so in fact, almost anyone can make me emotional when it comes to music. And I love acoustic versions of stuff. Rusty and I used to have a relationship where we would just send each other the YouTube videos of acoustic music that we listened to throughout almost our entire time casting the LPL and OPL together. Shoutouts to Rusty, currently at work at the OPL, as Kingzone are currently at work in the enemy jungle. But all the vision is going to get cleared out, but it was there to begin with, meaning that Kingzone aren't going to catch Afreeca unawares. And in fact, Afreeca respond with a red side invade.
And now Afreeca, they're going to try to just avoid getting picked off or having anything catastrophic happening early on. As Kingzone, they were looking for some action, not going to find it because might start inside of Dread's red side jungle and then transition up, and that would be towards the most volatile lane, which is the Camille Aatrox.
Yeah, pretty comfortable here for him to do so because they do have so much vision available, and you can see that Cuz has decided that it's even okay just to go for this Raptor first. Remember, Yuumi, pretty strong. She gets 2 buttons at level 1. As soon as you get 2 buttons at level 1, you're feeling fantastic. It's why Karma's so strong level 1 also. As Tucson and Deft, they will be piloting this one, I believe, for the first time for Kingzone. In fact, yes, can confirm. See how this one is going to go, whether they're going to be able to get Ezreal and Yuumi on the board as far as a combo.
And I want to see how Ezreal and Deft, Deft and Tushin
they do pretty
are going to be, are going to be able to pilot this bottom lane, because a lot of people are probably assuming that it might just get rolled over.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what they can manage to do to wiggle their way out of it. That was really good.
That really proud.
How about this? How about this?
All right.
An Ashe Ketchum Ezreal and a Pikachu Yuumi.
Oh, no.
What
you
a
need
mod.
Pikachu Cannon, dude.
What?
Cannon is Pikachu. We already have... Maybe Yumi's Pichu. Or Skitty.
That's really good. Okay.
We need a Meowth skin.
Mew.
A Meowth skin and it's a little coin.
Okay.
The Prowling Projectile's a little coin.
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
I really do.
Although Mew looks like Yuumi a little bit more, even though not actually a cat, as Yuko and Keen
like
fighting.
Deoxys.
True.
You realize that?
Yeah.
What if this is actually just Pokemon?
What's Rascal though? He's like something from Pacific Rim right now.
Probably a new Pokemon.
Is that
Don't spoiler it.
Oh wait, is this the new metal evolutions that we're gonna get? We're going full Digimon this time around on Pokemon.
This is
we got Sword and Shield spoilers happening here in the LCK broadcast. Stay tuned for more. This is the Nintendo E3 Direct. All right, Keen not gonna get infernally chained as Cuz is coming in. If Keen continues this far up, it could be a huge problem. First Undertow is going to land. Hookshot. Keen's waiting for it. Has to flash beforehand. And Kingzone will take that. This may not be the Keen dominance that we saw in game number 2.
He does have a CS advantage right now. He also still has 2 corrupting potions remaining, so he'll definitely be able to sustain in this lane a little while longer, because like we said early on, he passed up towards the most volatile lane, ends up finding a flash for himself, and now he's going for number 2. Okay,
we're going to stall it out just for a moment, as that knock-up doesn't land there from Rascal, waits for his 3rd Q, doesn't get it. Keen waits it out. Cuz is going to go for a back.
They would have to do everything perfectly there to kill Keen.
With Hookshot available, it's just really, really hard from this point in the lane.
And so Aatrox actually can't do anything with that current lane state. Very surprised to not just see Rascal take a beating from the Camille and just push in the wave to get a crash. As we look down into bottom, and Deft and Tushin doing quite a good job here against the Varus Lux.
And this isn't a lane that you insta-win as a Yuumi either, even though she is very strong. Aiming, taking a lot of damage here as Prowling Projectile does way too much damage, guys. It just does too much damage. It's my opinion. As Tusin's just bopping around with his passive, getting things done. Deft, you can see, almost a permanent shield available. Is just cast the you and me. Zoomies available as well for the sustain. Just, it's the whole package.
I was reading a Reddit thread the other day. People said Yuumi was not a high skill cap support champion. I actually disagree.
I disagree as well. I mean, why was she released with a 29% win rate?
Well, I
think that's
people will say that it's because
haven't learned how to play her.
Yeah, they didn't learn how to play her. I think that she actually takes quite a lot of skill to use effectively. Which, I mean, some people would respond, oh, the same can be said for a lot of supports. No, not to the same degree. This champion will really appear to be a floating trash can.
I think Assault's going to be in here. Yucal flashes to safety. Neon also. Aftershock no longer there. Teleport now on the Afreeca side. Kuz still has flash. Is going to get one over the wall. As aiming teleported in from back in base. And is going to land the piercing arrow, but unable to lock down the kill. Oh, now Dread spotted by this control ward. If that wasn't there, I have a feeling Kuz would have just straight up been dead. As Rascal's now winning in this matchup after a back. Didn't have to use the teleport either, as Kane will have to utilize his. Okay, dust settling, but this game is way closer than game number 2. Remember, it was about 7 minutes in, and we were having conversations about, you know, go next. This time around, we're 9.2 apiece. And nothing really eventuating when it comes to the kills, but they have been attempted. Still, fast and loose style, but the answers here being held for both teams. This is so exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how Deft and Tusin navigate the rest of this laning phase as we move to ultimates. Yeah, the last chapter is so powerful when you can land a guaranteed True Shot Barrage over 2 members, but the value you get out of the shield from Lux is gigantic when that ability is flying through, as Rascal finds himself a cute knockup.
So far the game is definitely much slower than game number 1 or 2. And Aatrox not really accomplishing all that much with the advantage he was handed early on. Camille's flash is going to be up here just a moment's notice.
I just think as soon as Rascal isn't straight up losing the lane, though, you're feeling pretty happy.
Yeah, probably feeling much better.
Yeah. Prowling projectile once again goes out, but not wanting to clear up too many minions that Deft wants to get his hands on. Olaf still up here towards the top side of the map. As Kuz notices that there's no vision. Rascal comes on in to see whether there is a control ward towards the top side. Of course, not going to be there, but the Olaf not going to find an inroad as the lane is pushed very far forward here. And this is more of a Rascal champion top lane Camille. Let's hold my thought. There's the abscond landing. Neon thinking about the ultimate. Not going to be able to find it as there it is. Glacial Prison comes out, but the exchange of kills. Junglers, the only ones remaining. As Dread was able to finish off the mid laner for Kingzone. But with how that lane was going, you'd have to say it works out pretty well for Kingzone.
And Kuz is also the one that got the first blood.
That's true, yeah.
So, quite good for them there. Clown Dragon being the first one of the game is not the super highest priority, but if Afreeca wanted to look to capitalize on it, now would likely be the time after blue.
Also having extra movement speed for 3 melees that want to be getting in there and amongst it with Yumi's on their back. Actually, movement speed is at a premium this game. Kuz moves on over. They don't want to give away their blue buff that is taken by Dread though. Kuz not able to get anything done. Yucal made his way through the jungle, surfing on some rocks. We're going to have a look at this one more time. Very chaotic gank in the mid lane.
Yeah. Yucal trying to bait this out as he moves into Nehia, knowing that Dread is coming over the right-hand side, but they were matched. And so in the end, Kuz ends up getting the first blood kill right there.
Very, very close as aiming and Senin. They got ulted from both members of Kingzone, but you've got now Dread moving his way forward. Doesn't have the ultimate. Piercing arrow goes wide, as does the light binding, and the back button is pressed by the Sedge. And I don't think we're going to find too many ganks here onto the Ezreal Yuumi. Very, very safe here on the bottom side. Another prowling projectile as Senin goes down pretty low. Doesn't have that shield available, but as more points go in it, it's just so dangerous as now Deft doesn't find the Mystic shot. Arcane Shift is good though. Winter's Wrath doesn't do enough as that ult. That's huge at low levels, but not enough to kill Deft.
And it's really close. He was almost within smite range.
Yeah.
Of just being able to be smited, and so Dread with a couple of missed opportunities so far this game. Very, very close calls. As now Clown Drake looks to be on the agenda. Keen.
He's walking down.
Yeah,
they want to try and guarantee this. But actually, Keen's just going to waste some time. The Aatrox is going to walk back to lane as well, but has teleport in hand. Could have matched Keen's presence in the fight pretty instantly, as now Kingzone has started off this Dragon. Currently the advantage is there for Kingzone, as Kuz locks down another Rift Scuttler. Prowling Projectile lands onto Senin. Comet just does so much work onto the Yuumi, as the Freecs once again pushed away in this lane. But you can see, aiming's been farming very, very well on this Varus. True Shot Barrage, Senin. He finds out that Ezreal also does a lot of damage with his ultimate, as it cruises on past into the fountain.
And now with the crash, they have tempo advantage. Kuz looking to convert this into a Cloud Drake capture.
Yeah, should be able to get this one for free as well. Neon had that minion wave in position, and Yukal was back in base. So taking advantage of a reset timing. 11 minutes on the clock. Shelly's been alive for a minute. No one has looked at her just yet. Afreeca now moving up to see whether they can challenge the vision that is already in the form of 2 control wards for Kingzone.
Yukal just looking for any wards around. Manages to find himself one. The impressive thing this game, though, is that Rascal is not hemorrhaging in the top lane.
Yeah.
And so that is a very, very big upside.
The really interesting thing to me is the fact that Deft didn't take teleport. When you've got Yuumi, the teleport is so much more high value, especially in the early levels. Tucson gets a free back at the same time as Deft, if that is utilized, but needed to have the cleanse to play more aggressively. And now Afreeca move over to Shelly and take her down without a fight.
Yeah, at 12 minutes too.
Yeah, this is really nicely done. Plates will go their way, and they can even shove them towards the top side, where Rascal is absent.
Yeah, this is a really, really powerful rotation right now. They know that the enemy bottom lane resetting and is very slow at responding to this, and so they should be able to get all 5 plates.
Yeah, this turret is going down.
Yeah.
4 members up here. Keen was even waiting in the wings to see whether Rascal waited underneath the turret. True Shot Barrage to clear out the minions, but it's just not enough. As we're looking to race here on the bottom side, Deft will get a lot of plates. That is good news for Kingzone, but first turret blood and all of the plates and tempo advantage go over to Afreeca. It's a huge win for them, as they will be able to pull back the gold lead once this goes down. As you can see now, 300 gold ahead of Kingzone. It's not a big lead by any means, but now they're looking to push further forward. Shelly will get another charge, and Kuz's time is wasted as he heads towards the top side. Okay, that's the combo. Immediately evaporates the Aatrox, is now a teleport towards the top side. Neon looks for a Chains of Corruption as now Weaver's Wall comes on in. Oh, that dodge with the ult from Keen. Out of the way of the Chains of Corruption, and now they should be able to get more damage onto this turret after the 2 kills, and this game is starting to snowball.
And you can just see that Rascal wasn't expecting what was coming. He had his flash available, but he got hit by everything, and then Kuz was really quick to follow him to the Death Realm.
Yeah. It really is one of those moments, it looks like those movies, almost comical, where the piano falls out of the sky and just smacks them. I think that was Zombie Kill of the Week in Zombieland.
Really weird, he doesn't get the last plate or the turret.
Yeah, just letting it kill the minions.
You can see the question mark pings. I don't think that that's signaling that he's missing. I think they're wondering what was he doing. That was,
maybe.
You see those in solo queues quite often. You can just see Rascal. You can see by the way that Afreeca is posturing that they're intending for something like this, and he's not playing around it. No. Based on where he was standing. And so, even though there's other Kingzone members on the horizon, they're just not able to be here in time. And also, Ezreal doesn't have teleport. He took the cleanse, primarily just because the Varus, the Lux binding, and also even the Sejuani ultimate. You want to be able to have that for the mid-game, late-game transition. It's going to be more valuable than the teleport, and I think they managed the laning phase phenomenally. But Afreeca now find themselves to 1.3k gold lead.
Yeah, they do. This is not insurmountable by any means for Kingzone. However, this is a snowbally composition from Afreeca. We already saw what they can do when they have tempo. Talia, especially just as a champion in general, plays so well if you have positive tempo in a game, just because Weaver's Wall can move you from A to B very quickly, but also block off turrets. So in these siege scenarios, it is very, very valuable. Deft Arcane Shift gets a lot of value there. Also on the bottom side, dodging out of the way of the light binding, as aiming's just taking abuse here from the Yuumi. Ascendant, Lucent Singularity flies forward as Afreeca were moving Yukal and Dread down. No Weaver's Wall. As Kuz just using that undertow, scouting things out. Rascal taking down a Raptor camp, just trying to get himself further ahead in the CS department. There's the last chapter as aiming changes position. Growling projectile, lots of damage. Undertow lands onto him. There's no devour this time, as that is a huge amount of damage. It is going to be a 1-for-1 though, as the Glacial Prison comes in. Senate flashes at the right time and now teleports from both teams are coming in. Not able to get there though. That is Rascal teleporting down. They will be able to finally get this turret. Kingzone going 1-for-1 is not what they wanted with that engage.
Another really, really questionable teleport. Because he definitely did not need to leave top lane for all of this.
He's trying to find his way in. Dread Volley doing some damage here as Dread has to use the Arctic Assault defensively. Tower is a hair's breadth away from going down anyway. The Kingzone once again cannot find any targets for this aggression, and it's Afreeca that are able to get everything when they make moves, and they're staving off Kingzone at every turn.
And here's the byproduct of Aatrox's teleport right now, is there is a giant minion wave that will just be stockpiling and go completely unused, and it's going to create a really bad lane state when there's no neutral objectives available on the map after this Clown Dragon goes down. And yeah, it's going to be the second one for Kingzone, as an open Drake will spawn next, but there's so much experience in gold that is just waiting to be funneled into one of the primary carries in top now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see who goes up there to get it. I have a feeling that Keen's going to want it, but Yukal is vying for that position. As we have a look at this one more time. Light Binding was good.
Yeah, and Light Binding was really good. Kingzone are quick to turn this around. Watch the minimap as aiming ends up going down, as they're not able to really get Sen. It was a good Lux ultimate, and also really close call on Sen and able to flash out. So right here, you can see that Camille is teleporting to the north, but there's not a reason to bring Aatrox down, because look at the movement speed from Deft and Naehyun. They're easily able to escape the Talia, or worst case scenario, you call in Aatrox after Talia commits and isn't able to turn around. So they wasted Rascal's teleport, and they also took a lot of golden XP away from him.
Well, Rascal now has found himself Dread, doesn't get that knock-up, so the Infernal Chains doesn't pull back, so not a lot of damage here onto the Sejuani this time around. He does already have his Zeke's Convergence, so actually a lot of armor here. 4-0-0, just quietly. For the Sejuani, as aiming takes half of his health bar just from the harass tools that Deft and Tucson have. Yuumi is still very, very strong, but we haven't seen it work with the Ezreal so far. Keen coming down bot side, has Dread there in his back pocket. Rascal, this is not old Aatrox. He's not going to be safe if he waits under here and Dread shows his face, and intelligently Rascal's going to back away.
Now at this point, it just
okay, another last chapter as aiming's going to fall down very easily, but Deft follows right afterwards. And now Tucson, it's the Yuumi treatment, 2-for-1 special every time. Whoever you're attached to goes down and there's no one else around. Afreeca on the bottom side take a turret, but the top side outer had already fallen in favor of Kingzone. This game stays close. Afreeca with a little bit of a lead.
Killing Yuumi is like killing honeyfruit in a river.
Yeah, once you get the first one, once you pop, you can't stop, is what you're saying.
That's going on. She's like popping bubble wrap.
She's actually she's Pringles.
Oh, man.
Well, Afreeca looking for more turrets here as well. I feel like that analogy works for that also, as Seismic Shove doesn't find the mark. Senin, good shield. Stops that True Shot Barrage from really hurting. Have a look at this one one more time. We do see the power of the Yuumi, but Deft took a lot of damage also.
Yeah, he took quite a bit of damage, and Yukal was just there waiting in the wings on the right-hand side. Talia's wall looks very nice, by the way. I just want to point that out. They need to do like a Mario Kart Rainbow Road type thing where she just makes Rainbow
that'd
Road.
Be so cool.
Right?
That'd be like Arcade Talia. Make it happen. It's so easy.
We're always just spitting out skin ideas.
How are we good at this? How are we so good at this? Have we ever made a bad skin idea? I don't think so.
Probably.
I don't think so. so I think we're perfect. Yeah. It's the best way to think about it, right? Okay, we're prowling in the mid lane as Deft and Deuce is pretty comfortably able to deal with minion waves. Afreeca, though, they will be able to get this Rift Scuttler, move towards topside, and threaten Neon. UCal feels like he's everywhere on this map despite having Ignite instead of Teleport or something like that. It's exactly what you want out of the Taliyah. Keen is even here, setting up for some sort of gank. Does has Ragnarok, but he's not exactly a tanky boy on this Olaf.
At this point,
Rallying projectile once again, but there's the Arctic Assault. Cuz taking a lot of damage. Neon now has a Glacial Prison. Tucson is outside of depth. The you and me not able to be utilized. The CC bar was too strong. Keen goes down very low, but the damage is done. No kitty cat on a book to help out this Kingzone squad. But Neon's still sitting on that Glacial Prison. That can be very, very powerful, as Dread used his in the last fight.
And here we're seeing the evolution of the LCK now commencing. The Nayram is on our screen right now. So you're going to need to sit back and wait. This is going to last a while.
Yeah. Weaver's Wall comes in. Rascal and Def stay on that side. Arcane Shift gets Ezreal to safety. As Neon throws in the Glacial Prison, they do find the backline as Senin able to get himself out. The last final spark is so strong. It goes over
and
three people, and Afreeca just clean up. Keen gonna be okay one more time, and even Senin is going to survive after the flash.
And things are definitely looking a little bit rough right now for Kingzone, because now is around the stage of the game where the Camille starts really getting out of control. The Taliyah, we can already see the items on her. She has the Oblivion Orb and the Luden's Echo. Almost has, I think that actually you just get Mage Eyes at that point instead of the Blasting Wand. You're at 9 stacks, you're almost at 10, you're gonna get the passive.
Yeah, and he also was playing with so much confidence in the last game, you may as well follow that one through. Because I like the idea from Neon, but Dread with the block on the Arctic Assault was so pivotal to stop him from following up and deleting the Lux, who then has shield after shield. And there was just no way to lock them down.
Back off. Too good. And at this point, I mean, you can see that Kingzone, they were clearly able to repel the minion wave and save the turret without taking that team fight, but they bit off a little bit more than they could chew, and now they find themselves down 3,000 gold. And with an Ocean Dragon being the one on the map, it's not something that, even if they manage to win it, is going to magically increase the percentage chance that they can win this game.
This, however, is not an unwinnable game state from the Kingzone side. It's not like game number 2. So they can still make their way back in, but Afreeca have just been making the smarter decisions. Right now it feels like it's not necessarily Kingzone out of it, but if Afreeca still play the way they've been playing throughout the rest of this game, it's not likely that they're able to answer just because of the form that Afreeca are in here today.
And at this point, Deft just trying to continuously farm up.
Well, here goes Dread. We've found another ultimate, as that last chapter was not the one that you wanted. Neon is going to go golden, but the Olaf is just obliterated inside. The Hextech ultimatum, Afreeca will take an afterthought turret. Kingzone losing their jungler and their AD carry. It's not a lot of poke if Afreeca decide to start off this Baron.
They're definitely turning their sights towards it. Blue Trinket Ward ends up being eaten, and there should be realistically no response from Kingzone. Atrox can go over that wall, or he can just go around it.
Yep, walks around. Neon comes in, but gets hit by the light binding. I don't think they're going to be able to grab this, as the smite is just too strong. Neon, Winter's Wrath is there. Final spark obliterates the Silas. Senin's actually doing a lot of damage. Does have himself the Athene's Unholy Grail at the moment after his Frostfang upgrade.
And let's just take another look at this. Ezreal can't afford to go down, but they managed to land everything on him, and he's just annihilated from the fight at the very beginning. He's the most important part of the Kingzone team composition because of how slippery he is against the skill shots on the side of Afreeca and how much damage he can actually offer. So when he goes down early, it's near impossible for Aatrox to get any of his resets off. Olaf is basically a sitting duck, and Silas is just a glorified Olaf at that point. So
pretty impressive that Afreeca managed to lock down the Ezreal as well when he has Cleanse, took that over the teleport, and Mikhail's Crucible is item number 1 for Tucson as well. So that's the choice he made. That's what he's going to turn his Chalice into instead of the Athenes on the Yuumi that a lot of Yuumis have been picking up. He's going for his Ardent Sensor now, but hasn't quite completed it. Now Kingzone diving on forward. There's the last chapter onto aiming. Chains of Corruption do go wide. Lucent Singularity's there to slow them down as Cuz looks for his opportunity. Dread is just gigantic though. Dives into the back line. Has so much control. The flash out from depth. Now trying to turn it.
Oh.
The initial salvo not quite there, but Yukal finds it with a flash in the end. True Shot Barrage over 3. It's just not doing the damage that you want from it. 3 items there onto the Ezreal, but he's going to need so much more to stop this 5-man push from Afreeca with a Baron buff from locking down this inhibitor turret, and it's just not there. So this is going to go down. Afreeca Freecs dominant. 8,000 gold in the lead at 25 minutes.
And at this point, with the mid inhibitor busted wide open, 7.5k gold lead almost now for Afreeca. Things are looking pretty dim.
Oh yeah.
Right now, and there's no Jhin in this game.
No, it is it's not a good time.
Not
for Kingzone.
For the lights to go out, as that's going to be another turret falling. And if you're a Kingzone fan and you're wondering, well, how do we win this? Well, Death has to go hero mode.
Oh,
that's the only way for them to come back in. They don't really have pick potential. Their team composition is so face up and also immobile.
And now we've got another last chapter. Kingzone might actually have found the team fight that they're looking for. Senin stunned for a really long time, and that's going to be the hijacked prison to come out. 2 quick picks. It is the Dragon going over to the Afreeca Freecs, but that's all they're able to get from that. And now, Kingzone with some reset opportunity. It is still a game well and truly in Afreeca Freecs' hands. This is a good sign, though.
We're taking another look at how this all transpired, and it's Deft and Tushen getting a little bit overeager. You can see Yukal on the right-hand side, Dread with the flank onto Deft, actually able to land the Sejuani ultimate. I really thought that Cuz was going to be able to body block that, but apparently not so. True Shot Barrage doesn't come out until a little bit later, and now we're cutting straight to the Dragon fight. And Afreeca should never actually eat this Dragon. They should have retreated through the south, because the open Dragon, let's say that Kingzone gets it. What realistically is the percentage increase that they're going to magically win the game because they got that Dragon? It's probably less than 1%. So
the thing is, Deft got both of the kills and now finishes off his 3rd item. So Ardent Sensor now being built up. There are schools of thought where pumping a little bit more gold into the Ezreal at this stage of the game is going to help, despite the deficit.
Yeah,
but I see what you're saying.
the only chance.
Yeah. Afreeca Freecs didn't need to make that decision, but this is also not going to hamstring them too much.
Still have a massive advantage. 2 items now on the Camille. Still also has her stopwatch. And Sejuani is a super monster. Quicksilver Sash completed for Varus. I really like that as the 3rd item of choice. He knows that he's already so unnaturally strong. He doesn't need to keep ramping damage.
Damn, that is so many projectiles that just came out of what felt like 2 champions.
It's like dodgeball.
Yeah. I don't know whether learning how to dodge a wrench is actually going to help you in this scenario, though.
Is that a Heimerdinger joke that I'm missing?
That's a dodgeball joke.
Oh, dodgeball jokes?
Yeah. You got to go back and watch that movie. It's a real good one.
King
Taking a bit of damage. That is the one lane that they have pushing in. Rascal's dealing with it at the moment. Prowling projectile coming forward. They're looking for Dread. Wanting to get rid of that engage potential from the Sejuani. There's the Weaver's Wall. Neon steals away a Chains of Corruption. It's going to trade. That's the final spark, dodged out of the way. Last chapter not doing very much work here as aiming. He's going to get snared up alongside Senna, but you can see the value of that shield. It's just gigantic. So many big buttons now on cooldown, but Afreeca still able to put on the pressure.
This is Afreeca actually managing this relatively poorly. They could just be having Kayn split down in bottom because there's no reason to rush the top tier 3 turret, but they're forcing the agenda.
We're going in once again, cuz Ragnarok has to be popped. He's got flash. He's going to survive the Yuumi. Able to use the zoomies to keep him alive.
And this is just really good for Kingzone. Because of the level disparity, the minions keep coming into Kingzone. They're getting experience. They're getting gold. And they're continuing to close the gap ever so slowly. So Afreeca, they're putting themselves into the back position.
May have turned it around, though. Yeah. Lands the hook shot. Okay, we're looking for it, but it's not going to happen. There's the ultimatum. Straight into that stopwatch that you were talking about earlier, and that's going to make it a skewed fight. Neon off to the side, Deft trying to dance forward. Doesn't have a Yuumi inside him. Yuumi's already dead. True Shot Barrage flies in. That's an instant cleanse from Deft, but it's not enough. The flash light binding's too good, and this game's going to be over. The Afreeca Freecs 2-1 over Kingzone, and Summer just got a whole lot more interesting with our 2 blue teams making